Hello, everybody. It's me again, in case you can tell. And today I'm going to be starting a new series of sorts, or just something I'm doing for fun. If you're only interested in like my Isaac videos or Lee clips or whatever, then this video probably isn't for you. But as you could probably tell by the title, this is just gonna be me kind of rambling about uh, random things, right? Whatever is going on. So, oh yes, and in the background here, you'll notice I just have some footage of this coloring pixels game I found. It's like a color by number game. I just figured it'd be good to, have as a background thing. Alright, let's get started. So, I guess the thing I wanted to talk about today was probably not really something that maybe everybody can relate to, but I want to talk about injuries and how like the injuries I have sustained over my life and how they have affected me, I guess. So, I guess to start off, probably my first major injury was probably when I was like, let's see, oof, probably like 7, 6 maybe. And I had broken my arm because my cousin, or it wasn't my cousin, it's like, what's my relationship to him? It might just been like one of my mom's friend's kids. Can't remember. Anyways, I don't know him anymore. But he had pushed me off because we were at his house, right? And he has like this big like play space in his backyard that their dad had been building, and so we were playing on that because we're like 6-year-old kids, of course we're playing on that. And so we're up there. It's like not that high off the ground. It's like probably, I don't know, like if I had to guess, probably like it was 5 feet off the ground. So it's like not that high, but considering we were both like 3 feet tall at the time, it was pretty high to us. So we were up there goofing off, and anyways, he was like, "Hey, Cameron, why don't you jump off? Why don't you jump off the play space here?" He was like, like a chicken dare. And anyways, I wasn't gonna do that when I was 6. I was like, no, I'm okay. I don't wanna, get hurt or anything. And so he was just like, oh, okay. And then he started to walk away, but then he ran back and pushed me off. Anyways, so I was falling face first off the thing, but I had put out my arm because honestly, just on instinct, I put out my arm to like break my fall because I didn't want to land face first on concrete, and yep, there goes my wrist. It's gone. So yeah, that broke my wrist for like all of the summer that year, which was really sucky because as a kid, summer's everything. It's like, wow, no school. That's crazy. So for the entire summer, I was just sitting there. Couldn't. We had like a full arm, or we had a full arm. We had a full cast for my arm because I'm not sure why, because it was only my wrist that was broken, but they had to cast my entire arm. Um, and so yeah, the entire summer I was just wandering around with this big old cast on my arm. I couldn't do anything fun because don't want to ruin the cast or whatever. And so yeah, that was probably my first major injury. I despised that guy for like a few years after that, but honestly, whatever. We were both dumb kids doing dumb things, so I don't hold him against it. Like I said, I don't even know him anymore though, so can't really speak to what he's like nowadays. Anywho, after that, probably like few years after that incident, um, my this isn't actually, I said injuries I've sustained. This is kind of just generally like some of the worst injuries that happened to me and people I know throughout my life. So this was like only a few years later. I was probably like 8 or 9, and I was in like the fourth grade, and so my class went on a field trip to it was like where was it? I think it was some like eh, it's some like heritage place. I forgot what heritage it was though. Anyways, and it was a nice field trip. It was like it was snowy outside at the time. It was probably like January or December. And so we'd all gone outside for like our lunch break or whatever. And we were just playing around in the snow, like throwing snowballs at each other and whatnot. So, anyways, I wasn't really involved with this, but one of my friends at the time was, and he got into like a snowball fight with some other kids. It's all fun, it's all fine. But then one of the snowballs that somebody threw at him had like a rock in it, apparently. And when it hit him, it broke his finger because he tried to like block the snowball with because it was coming straight for his face, and so he blocked the snowball with his hand and it broke his finger. Which, yeah, that's not the best, especially when you're like half an hour out of town and you're like 9 years old and the teacher is just sitting there on her lunch break. Like, yeah, overall, not a good experience for really anybody, but especially him. Um, I guess sort of. Funnily enough, most of these stories come from like kids at my school. I don't know why, but the kids in my like elementary school were just wild, man. Like they would get themselves into the worst situations. So here's another one. This one guy, I'll just call him like Tyler. So Tyler, he was like, you know, he wasn't exactly a sporty kid, like an athletic kid, but he was a kid with like a lot of energy. Right? Like a lot, you know. He was a kid that needed a lot of energy to get out, which is fine. That's a lot of kids, I don't blame them. um, and so, anyways, one day he was playing. I think it was like tag or something with his friends. I don't know him that well, so I wasn't really involved, but I did see it happen. And when he was running down, there's this one part at where he was running around and where it's just like this set of stairs, this set of like 5 stairs that are kind of just there for no reason. But anyways, when he got there, he tried to like just jump down the stairs instead of like, walking down the stairs cuz he's running. And he like clipped the front of his shoe on the bottom step, which sent him like face plant forward. And when he hit the ground, he had a black eye. So that one, yeah, he got sent home for the day, and everybody was kind of like, not sure if I want to go near those steps anymore. let's see. What's another good one? Hmm. Ooh, yes. Okay, this one is kind of. This one's actually, compared to the other ones have all been like, oh, really sucky injuries to get. Like, yeah, that, black eyes suck, broken bones suck. But this one is like, yikes, this one's gruesome. So, it was actually at my elementary school again. God. Don't know what was going on at my elementary school. And so, anyways, it was one of the sixth graders because my elementary was kindergarten to sixth grade instead of like normally where it's first to fifth. Um, and so there's the sixth grader who I was in like probably fifth grade at the time, I would say, and so I didn't know her, but she was going to school. She like most of the kids who went to that school lived in the neighborhood, which makes sense. Like it's a really big neighborhood. Not exactly a nice neighborhood. I was gonna say a nice neighborhood, but thinking back, there were some sketchy people. um, and so, anyways, she was walking to school, or she wasn't walking to school. She was riding her bike. So I guess she wasn't that close to the school, but still, biking distance from it. And so when she got to like one of the crosswalks, because there's a street between like the houses and the school, and so when she got there, she like stopped riding her bike to walk it across the street, and so hopped off her bike, started like bringing it across the street, and there was a garbage truck like right in like it's parked right in front of where or yeah, right in front of where she was walking. And so she walked, she's walking behind this garbage truck with like, it's like, oh, okay, it's parked, whatever. And so, but the garbage guy, I guess, I don't really know like the full details. I'm pretty sure it was actually on the news at one point. Like if you search up like girl ran over by garbage truck, you'll probably find it. Um Anyways, a kind of a spoiler as to what happened, but the garbage guy, he started backing up and he ran like right over her and her bike, and she was like stuck under the back wheel, like her legs were stuck under the back wheel of the garbage truck for like 5 minutes probably before the garbage guy was like, huh, feel like something's caught up in my. So, that was traumatizing for her and everybody else who saw it. Um, yeah, she's all right now. I have I don't know her personally, but I have heard quite a bit about her since that incident, like from other people. And apparently she's doing well, and her legs have recovered, so that's nice. Good to know that she recovered from that one, because I gotta say, my weak bones probably would not. um, I need to get a lot more calcium in my body if I want to survive that. Or not survive, but my legs to survive. Um, hmm. Let's see. What's another one? Yeah, what wants to follow up that? Hmm. Let's see here. Ooh, yes, okay. This is another stair-related one, funny enough. Uh, even though I just talked about one of those a couple moments ago. There's a second one. This one is actually not from anybody like at my school or anything. This one is from like my family. So in the home we used to live in, we had like, this it was just like a normal size stairs, right? There was like the entrance to our house and then a set of stairs downwards to the basement and a set of stairs upwards to the main floor. And so one day, my dad, he was like, I forgot what he was doing, but for whatever reason, he needed to go down to the basement. And so he was going down the stairs, right? And he was carrying, I believe, coffee down the stairs. It might have been like tea, some hot liquid. I don't know. I think he's giving it to my mom because she worked down there from home. And they, at one point during down the stairs, he says from his account, he says that he just like tripped over himself, and yeah, he fell like backwards and spilled the coffee on himself, which was not great, as you would imagine. He didn't sustain any like serious injury from that, other than like his chest was burned because of the coffee. But he's fine now. Hmm. Any more we got in here? Ooh. Actually, that's quite a good one. Okay, so when I was like, oh God, how old was I? Probably like 7 or 8, if I had to guess. Um, I had a few episodes with like fainting, like passing out randomly. We never really found out what it was, but it does kind of run in the family, so we figured like, oh, I don't know, it's just some weird genetic thing where at like age 6 you just sometimes black out randomly. Um, and so, we were like, okay, that's kind of worrying, but like, just as long as we keep an eye on me, it should be fine. So, anyways, one day, because I was a little kid and being stupid, during when I was having these episodes, I was like jumping on my bed and I blacked out for like a couple seconds while I was doing that. Woke up on the floor and I was like, huh. And anyways, I put my hand on the side of my head and it's like gushing blood. I guess I was in like a state of shock or something because I wasn't feeling any pain. I was just bleeding out of my head. And according to my mom, I like smashed my when I passed out. She says I probably fell like off my bed and smashed my head onto like the dresser beside it. Um, I still didn't sustain anything serious though. Like there was no concussion, there was no like brain damage as far as we. I mean, I'm pretty stupid, so maybe there was a bit of brain. Uh, and yeah, we still never found out why I had those episodes. Like we got tested for seizures, all that, like blood sugar stuff. But yeah, never found what the problem was, which was pretty weird. So, if I just randomly pass out one of these days and wake up with like the concussion, then I'll know why. I'll be like, yeah, yeah, okay. Kind of saw this coming. Hmm. What's what's some other goodies? Goody, goody, goody. Oh yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Ooh, yes, wait, I have a good one. Oh god, this one's painful. So not me, not even one of my friends, but my friend's dad, actually. Um, my friend's dad, I'll call him like Patrick. Uh, so Patrick, he was like, uh, what was he doing? He was like carrying some bottle of, I think it's like Dr. Pepper or some other like big like 2 liter bottle of soda. He was carrying it out of like the garage because that's where they had like their fridge that or their freezer. No, no, wait, you wouldn't keep Dr. Pepper in a freezer. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of stupid sometimes. So, anyways, yeah, he's carrying it out of like the fridge they had in the garage, and at some point, I guess when he's bringing it like out to the kitchen because he's bringing it to like me and my friend. At some point when he was like trying to carry it out to us, he dropped it, which wouldn't have been a big deal. Like whatever, it's still sealed. It's fine. It'll just be a bit fizzy when it comes out. But he dropped it like right on his toe, like right on his big toe, and that was incredibly painful for him. He says it like you could see on his foot like where the bottle landed, that it was just completely like flattened on the toenail. Like it was a grisly sight. Still feel bad for him. But once again, he's fine. Or fine now. He wasn't fine then. He was, not afraid to use his language about that one. Hmm. What else do we have? As we're approaching the end here. Oh, in fact, we are at the end. Wait, what? Oh. I said we are at the end. Okay, well, that's gonna be my first episode of, I know the name is still coming to me. It'll be in the title. And, I'll be back probably tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, probably. Maybe not. I don't know.